smart home.
We are Laura and Nato from Cloud Underground. Thanks for joining us on the stream today.
It's especially on my profile. So yes, this is Laura, and it is a Cloud Underground stream today. So yes. And we are, so we built this technology, and actually, let me say something about this. All the stuff on my NATO as Code YouTube channel is actually just the beginnings of the foundation that built all of this. So if you want to know how we built all of this, most of the architecture is actually like the back end and the bones are all on my YouTube channel. So we built this new technology. It's called the Underground Nexus. It's, something that we've been working on for years. And now it has basically this Nexus Git BIOS control panel, which is something that we've been building out for years. But what I'm going to shift the attention to first is if you check out our program Cloud Jam, this is actually what I'm going to be following to build out some educational resources myself. So we took everything we use to build, like educational environments and things that I use to help teach people or, or whatever, even just build things. You can use CloudJam to build classrooms or technologies or apps or whatever you want to build, and it works with other things. We'll get more into that some other day, but you can join the program to learn a lot more about how that works. So what I want to show is this Git BIOS control panel. Basically what it does is it lets you control anything that you install it on. So, if you install it on a server, it can control servers that, both the server that it's on and servers that you configure access to. So it's technically a security and a governance tool for managing like data centers and that sort of a thing. But because it is designed to manage, big infrastructure and things like that, and we use this for like more like military and cybersecurity training things and critical infrastructure. You can actually use it in your home to learn things like how to govern infrastructure by governing your home. Your home is infrastructure. So if you have a router and you have computers in your house, even a laptop, that's infrastructure. And so if you have then like a smart thermostat or something, or like a smart fridge and smart TVs, believe it or not, you can centrally govern all of them and give them all essential brain. And you might think to yourself, oh, well, I could use Alexa and things like that. It'll also integrate and work with things like your Alexa, but it's also private, unlike things like Alexa. This is your private infrastructure. And so we built a way for you to basically set up ways to just like deploy intelligence into pretty much anything with our technology. It's a little complicated, but you can check out CloudJam to learn more about that. If you go and click on in the exercises, it'll show you what all these things are, but there's this doppelganger. If you click on this doppelganger package, what we built is basically it's what's called a chaos tool. And if you see, I clicked the button and this file back here appeared. And I want to install this to basically create a brain for something that can basically control devices in my environment. In my real estate. So, if you have an office or a campus or, it's really built more for like business, but, this is open source. So if you can control a business with it, you can most certainly control your house with it. So why not check out something like, how to build something like that. So all of this has information on all these different resources in here because this basically can be used similarly to like a little data center. It's got challenges in here. I tend to love working with satellites, so you can go and learn about hacking satellites, with Hackasat, and there's little games in there. So if you want to learn about hacking satellites, that's a thing in there. We're always doing some sort of space research with satellites. But in here, there's something called Minio. And if you wanted to go and start building things, if you click on this little S3 bucket right here, that's what's going on here. Then you can log into it. It gives you the credentials here, so we can see that it's you want to go and change these default accounts, but you can go and type Minio admin as the default thing to get started. And so then, this actually lets you access basically turn whatever you're using immediately into a NAS. So this can be accessed over an IP address. You can see that there's an IP address here for this environment that this is talking to. So, this is just a demo environment here. So, nothing too serious. But what this allows us to do is move files around our environment. If you are used to S3 buckets, this is an S3 bucket. So if you want to make a home brain, you could go and make, you got to have a place for your files, for its memories, for things that it's thinking about, for stuff that you want your home brain to use. But you also can put things like your installer packages for uh, a little operator for your home brain. So we're going to build a brain real quick. I clicked on that. Once again, CloudJam actually teaches you how to do this and explains what's happening. So I'm not going to do that right now. Just if you've gone and taken CloudJam, then this will all feel quite familiar. I'm going to go grab this install doppelganger item and say open right here. That's going to let me. Let's see. Well, anyway, let's see. I can actually just copy this IP address. Copy. So I just want this IP up here because I'm going to show you that, let's say you want to use another environment and you're trying to build either your own custom appliance, or if you're using one of our appliances, then we've got an example right here of one that we've set up that's already showing a place where you can go and set some of these things up. So these little environments, if you go and, if you're taking CloudJam, this comes with everything that you need to go basically go and set up like a little home brain. So I'm going to take this file that I wanted to set up. I'm going to go open a web browser here inside this other system that is somewhere in the same environment. They can all talk and network together and set up something that can basically talk to smart devices in my house. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to go and log back into this thing over here. And then I can grab my file that I want, and I can say that I want to, it's so small, download. I want to download this file. Give it to me. I want to keep this all to myself. Okay, so I have downloaded a file. Amazing. Download unverified file anyway. It's trying to stop me. It's trying to keep me safe. So this does have built-in security features with just things inside of this environment. But we built all of this. So if you're taking the CloudGem environment, this is also a sandbox. So it's a good way to kind of be able to play around with technology. So if I wanted to take this file now and install it, let's see, let's go ahead and install this file. You can see how to set up a home brain, and we'll call it good. You see an idea of how you can build a brain for your home. This is what we're doing. Now, Laura, while I do this, tell someone, why would they build a brain for their home?
Well, it allows you to, in a lot of ways, sort of just replicate your own knowledge and clone yourself, sort of. You can automate all kinds of processes that you do in your home, especially if you have a smart home setup. And yeah, I think it's a cool way to kind of just learn more about like agentic technologies as well.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Lots of reasons.
So many reasons. So, it gives you an idea. One of the things that we want to do is help people kind of understand technology from the hardware level up, not from the software level down. Most trainings tend to, technical trainings, they teach people a UI, and then you'll just never know what works behind the UI. You'll just never know anything about it. It's just a great big mystery to everyone. Hey, AWS, hey. But we actually are taking a different approach where we have a technology that actually, it's a kernel, and then we have different layers that you can put on top of the kernel or your own layer. But what it does is it allows you to set up different technologies on different types of hardware. And if you don't know a whole lot about what it's like, how AI impacts hardware and things like that, you can get a little server and see what it's like to work with AI. Can see that there's this little file. I'm going to double click on this file that this installer sets up. So once again, CloudJam actually goes through how all this works. You can see what's inside the file. It basically is going to launch a little application here. So this is now going to take forever. So I'll just end it here for now because you don't need to suffer watching what's happening.
We can show people how to get into CloudJam, and then
let's show them what it's doing here. So I'm going to make this bigger. Yeah, we'll show them how to get how you can actually start doing this and what's happening here. So if I make this bigger, you can see. Right now, this is pulling what's called a Mistral Instruct quantized model. There are reasons why you would use a quantized model. The server I'm working with right now actually probably doesn't need a quantized model, but we wanted to make our technology able to work with quantized models. Something else that's interesting is, as you're seeing right here, our environment, if you were to go and, if you wanted to learn how to do all of this yourself, just so that you know where all this comes from, we have this program at our website. If you go, you can see that it says that you can build your own sovereign cloud foundation. It's a choose your own price program, so you can either do it for free, or if you want to pay us to support our work, then you can most certainly pay us, and we always appreciate the support. And then this program is all yours, where it's going to teach you everything from it teaches you agnostic skills. So this is kind of a weird thing to say, but if you go and read about it, it'll make more sense. This is actually an OSI model experience where you're going to learn about all of the different layers of the OSI model, where you're going to have an experience that's going to involve having to go and acquire physical hardware, and then you're going to have to set that hardware up. You're going to have to make it network, transport, and then it's going to take you all the way to the application layer, where it's going to have you do chaos tests, which if we scroll down and you follow all of those instructions, then you are able to set up actually this thing that's called the doppelganger, meet the doppelganger. That's what we set up right here, where there's this button inside our Git BIOS control panel that shows you can set up. These are basically like do anything buttons. So we use these in business for compliance, and so that if someone has a lot of compliance requirements and tests, then they just push a button and it helps them run their tests, so they can do all of their compliance work and build very easy reports. But anyways, you can learn it at home yourself. So do you have any closing words for people wanting to learn how to govern their house, their whole environment?
I would say definitely check out the new and improved CloudJam Gauntlet. We've been putting a lot of quality of life updates in there that just make it a lot easier and user friendly to go through. And so you'll learn a lot, and it will absolutely boost your skills in an agnostic way that is going to be translatable in many different platforms. So yeah, I would say join the Gauntlet, and we hope to see you in the dojo.
Yeah, and there it goes. It's just building that model. So anyways, later on we'll show what it can actually do. This actually allows you to it's a chaos agent. You will learn what a chaos agent is at a later time. So anyways, with that being said, thanks for joining us, for anyone who watched, and we'll learn about chaos